Hello again, dear viewer, Random Gamer Ribbon here with this quick introduction to another Virtua Fighter playthrough. Now, I've actually decided I'm going to take a look at the original SEGA Model 1 arcade hardware. There aren't actually many videos when I was checking of this because the only videos actually I really saw are largely of people lucky enough to own the original Model 1 PCB, simply because the arcade hardware has been poorly emulated even till now. Now, this is getting to the point where it's actually very playable. Visually, I'd say it's about 95% correct. Audio-wise, it's probably about 80-90% correct. Where it's lacking is the hit collision is a little bit off, to say the least. Well, it's not necessarily off. Sometimes it's on perfectly, but for some reason, the hit collision doesn't remain stable. So literally, sometimes your hits will connect fine, other times your hits won't connect. So obviously it's almost like the collision is turning itself on and off during the fight, unfortunately. So it's not perfect, but with a bit of practice I was able to play through it, and actually the collision wasn't too bad. It's good enough to actually show, but you will see a few times where I actually do moves that should have connected and I will just bounce off them, walk up to them. A few times as well the enemies will punch me and I won't take any damage and react. But it's interesting just to show this one because there haven't been that many videos, especially of like good quality captures, and unfortunately that's because you need the actual original hardware. MAME here on the Model 1 emulation is actually pretty good, and I always really enjoyed the original Model 1 games. So outside of Virtual Racing, which has been ported to Nintendo Switch, pretty much everything else was still waiting for ports of. Star Wars Arcade and Wing War as well, which was another one that was actually quite a good sort of biplane game that's still awaiting release. But this, I thought maybe it's time to actually show what the original Model 1 arcade hardware is. Visually it's very good, and it certainly still gives you the feel of the arcade, so it looks about right. The only version I think at the minute is the Astro City Mini. One of them now includes a version of the original SEGA Model 1 hardware, which just seems odd because you'd have thought they'd release it on Switch or PlayStation 5 or 4 or Xbox and Xbox Series X, etc., but they still haven't released it. But this is a sample of what it looks like now, and it's actually in pretty good condition if the collision, as I mentioned, is off. So don't expect perfect gameplay, but I do play my way all the way through it, and it was at least playable. And maybe if you enjoy this video, let me know. I might do a video of the Saturn's version as well next week, of the original versions. We covered Remix last week, and maybe then I'll do a bit of a comparison between the different versions. Maybe I'll even dig up the 32X or capture that on emulator, depending how I feel. But just to take a look at the different versions. One little fun fact I learnt while playing this and actually looking at the arcade version is I didn't originally realise this. Whenever I played Virtua Fighter 1 in the arcade, I was never actually that keen on it. The original Virtua Fighter I always felt didn't look as good as Street Fighter, and whenever I played it, you often found that you wouldn't have much health and you'd get taken out in seconds. And when I actually went and fiddled with the arcade version in this video, I discovered that there are two arcade settings for which version of machine. So on the bigger versions you actually got more health than the smaller versions, which is very cheeky, but even on all the difficulty settings, and that transpired across the two arcade hardware. So effectively there's 8 different difficulty settings, and also in arcade mode, player 1 always had less health than the CPU, which might explain why it always felt a bit unbalanced, and a lot of people didn't like the original Virtua Fighter that much. Admittedly, it was a groundbreaking game, but yeah, the balancing was a bit meh. I think Sega may have lost out on a lot of consumers by having, because I know quite a few people that you played it once or twice and you thought, nah, but the sequel was much better for that. But yeah, that's interesting. I didn't realise that myself until I was actually fiddling around with the arcade board today. There are literally 8 different debug settings, and that does affect the health of player 1, the opponent's health, and the ring size. Okay, all that's left for me to say is thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button. Please do hit the subscribe button. You can hit the bell notification, and please do watch this video as much as or as long as possible. The watch time helps us the most, so stay tuned to it for as long as possible. If you enjoy it, that helps us the most. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitch. Every Monday, Tuesday and Thursday I stream, and you can also see the Tumblr blog, and you can also throw us some support via Ko-fi, but I leave that entirely up to you. Okay, enjoy the video everyone. This is me doing a playthrough as Akira in the original SEGA Model 1 arcade hardware.
Fight! 1, ready, go! Fight! 1, ready, go!
Ready, go!